Rasty McGibbon with Chris Haney, head coach, Central Michigan Women's Division II. Chris, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Rasty.
Welcome back to Nationals. I think there's obviously a lot of teams that want to be here that are not, so getting here, especially 2 years in a row, is a huge accomplishment. Tell me, contrasting last year at Marlborough versus this year in St. Louis, what the differences you see are.
Yeah, well, first of all, St. Louis, great experience. Where we're staying, a lot of people have got to St. Louis for the first time. Same for New England last year. First time people were in the Boston area. So having hockey be a part of that, getting around the country and seeing different things is a pretty awesome vehicle for a lot of people, including myself. Right, I've always driven through St. Louis. So, but the experience hockey-wise, right? Last year, first time ever, a lot of excitement, program history to make it, and just being there was an accomplishment. This year, we were planning on being a little bit more competitive, so a little bit of disappointment, but yet last year the games we weren't that competitive, but this year we were competitive. Tie, trying to come back against Northern yesterday. Hopefully a good game against Assiniboine, but just disappointment when you lose, right? Because you feel that you had some opportunities to be more competitive.
As a humble guy, which I know you are, what are you doing right at Central Michigan? I mean, getting here 2 years in a row definitely means that the culture is what you need it to be here. Tell me some of the things that you're doing.
So in the 3 years that I've been here coaching with the recruiting, it went from where I was going to tournaments for 19U or 16U girls teams that they didn't know that Central even had a hockey team, let alone, hey, we have a chance to go there. So getting our name out there just by me pounding the pavement, going to tournaments, getting on the recruiting sites online, talking to people, that once we've established that we got a few to come and had the success, now in year 3, we're having people reach out to us instead of me, maybe at the beginning going out more and trying to find people, because they see our success, they see our social media presence with, promoting our success and stuff, which is great. And then so locally, Michigan is a hotbed, especially Detroit, Chicago. We have a lot of players. So for a while, I wasn't able to get some of those players to come to us. They were seeking other, maybe more competitive teams, but now those players are starting to come to us, and that's making a big difference.
After your appearance last year, you talk about recruitment. Tell me a little bit about, getting out here, getting your name, your brand recognized, the improved scheduling that you've gotten after that appearance last year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, as far as...
Well, I mean, as a team, do you find scheduling got a lot easier after you got to Nationals last year?
Yeah.
People knew that you're competing at that level?
Definitely, and what I loved about Nationals last year, and even this year, is people are networking. Like the Mercyhurst coach came up, introduced himself, exchanged business cards, said, hey, we're putting a showcase in Erie next year. Hey, what do you think? That's awesome. I want to do all that stuff. So, get out there, especially play different teams outside of our conference. That adds a definite flavor. Like this year, we were able to play Ohio State. So playing teams outside of your region kind of gives you an idea how you stack up when you get to nationals. So I love making those connections with teams, and I'm seeing more of that, especially teams out west that are kind of really struggling to find games. They meet us here and like, hey, come out, to Iowa, or something,
sure.
or Maryville here, So it's fun to make those connections and then kind of build that network, for years to come. So I think it'd be a lot easier to schedule those games, and that's what I want to do, right? Is get outside of our immediate region a little bit.
I talked earlier this morning to Tate Hutchinson, young lady from Western Canada. She talked about the opportunity for Canadian young women to be able to come down, pursue a 4-year degree in the States, and join that with their love of hockey. Tell me about the opportunity that you think that Central Michigan not only provides, but provides especially for maybe Canadian young ladies that are looking to continue to play hockey while pursuing university education.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 4 Canadians on the team. 3 of them were able to make the trip to nationals. So to get that flavor, you don't think of a big culture difference between Canada and USA, but I always get a kick out of asking them how much different it is, to be here than home. But they've made some amazing connections here, and each player, when you talk to them, will say that it's changing their life, right? That this experience, and even some of them, I think, maybe have long-term plans of staying in the States after they're done. So that's something that we have a lot of Canadian interest, and with the Canadian dollar to the U.S. dollar and the exchange isn't always favorable right now, but maybe in the future to improve. But there's a lot that are reaching out to us, and they're very interested in coming to the U.S. for hockey. So we want to make sure Central's aligned and available, to answer those and be ready. And it's just giving them the information, that they need to make an informed decision. So hopefully we get more in the future.
Well, Chris, hey, congratulations on back-to-back trips to Nationals.
Thank you, Rasty.
I want to wish you the best of luck as you take on Assiniboine in Day 3 of pool play.
All right.
This is Chris Haney, Central Michigan Women's Division II at the 2024 National Championship.